Yeah, you got enough bloopers already, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's cool.
Alright, say that. Let's go again. So yeah, my name is Ragz CV. I'm a poet, spoken word artist, and I run a registered charity called Poetic Unity. What we do is we bring young people together through poetry and spoken word. We also provide alternative education, personal development, and unification through events. The reason why I do it is because I believe that young people need this in the community. I think it's something that is missing. Young people providing education for young people, so that's one of the main reasons why I do it. Interesting question. I didn't start writing poetry until about 2 or 3 years ago. I was into rap more when I first started like writing, but I wrote my first poem, spoken word piece, like 2 or 3 years ago. It's called Digital Slaves, and it's actually one of the main reasons why Poetic Unity is here today, because when I did that piece, I didn't realize it was a spoken word piece, and it took me to another place. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, took me to the poetry scene, and yeah, it got big, man. It got into world hip hop, got a lot of views, and even to this day, I'm still doing shows from that piece. So it's kind of amazing that was my first piece, but yeah, literally about 3 years ago, so. Right. It depends on poetry I hear, you know, but in general, like when I write poetry, it's a form of therapy. It's like it gives me the opportunity to express myself and, express yourself without judgment. You see what I'm saying? Like, when I hear other people's poetry, it depends on what I hear, because some people's poetry, man, deep, cuts deep, you know what I'm saying? But with my poetry in particular, it is generally about stuff that I go through and stuff that I see other people going through, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I see it as a form of therapy, definitely. I noticed it when I did my piece, the first piece I ever did, Digital Slaves. That's when I noticed, one, how important poetry is, and two, that I could use poetry to help young people develop, do you know what I'm saying? So the reason why I noticed that is because with Digital Slaves, when I started performing it all across London, like you could hear a pin drop when I performed it. Everyone went silent. When I used to perform my hip hop tracks, sometimes people would talk between it, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and on their phone, whatever. When I performed Digital Slaves, everyone paid attention. And I was like, okay, this is what I want, do you know what I'm saying? I want people to listen to my words, you know what I'm saying? I've always been a lyricist, so I've always had a message to say within my poetry. So yeah, like that's when I realized that poetry could actually be something big and be like a gap in the market, so to speak, as you said, because there's so much power with the words, because it's stripped down, and it's different to hip hop, for example. Even if you use music with poetry, it's usually the music stripped. You see what I'm saying? So the main thing is the words. Where if hip hop, especially nowadays, you get me, it's like a hot beat, and then you just got some next thing on top of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'd say when I wrote my first piece is when I realized, which was like 3 years ago. Yeah, the workshops, they're different all the time. So depending on what group of young people we're working with, depending on what age. So for example, like we do PRUs, we do, which is pupil referral units for those who don't know. We do schools, we do primary schools, secondary schools, anywhere young people are, any youth facility, like youth clubs as well. But like if the school's if the kids that we're working with have got really bad behaviour, the workshop will be a bit different to, you know what I'm saying, a primary school workshop where the behaviour isn't such a big problem, you know what I mean? So, but I usually tailor it to the individuals that we're working with, you see what I'm saying? So, depending on who we're working with, depends on how we run the workshop. But one thing I always do in a workshop is, giving away one of my little secrets, is that I always ask the young people what they think of poetry. Because naturally people think poetry is just Shakespeare. Every time I say what they think of poetry, they say Shakespeare, you know what I'm saying? And then they say Shakespeare, and I say, okay, cool. And I say, what do you think rap stands for? And they always don't know what it means. Like 9 times out of 10, no one knows what it means, and obviously it stands for rhythm and poetry. So obviously, just that alone shows where poetry was before rap, you know what I'm trying to say? So, and their mind's kind of blown when I say that. And then obviously I perform one of my poems, and then when they hear how relevant my poem is, they're like, okay, this is like something I can actually mess with, do you know what I mean? I actually like this. So, yeah, that's one thing I always do. So, yeah, no matter who I'm working with, it's definitely a good icebreaker. I think the best thing about our weekly poetry event, the Poets Corner, is the vibe. The vibe is just amazing, man. Like, it's literally, you could come here for the first time, not know anyone, and leave with like 10 new friends. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the best thing about our city event, because I don't think I've been to an event like that. And when we started it just happened organically. It's been running now nearly 2 years, 2 years in May. And every week we've been running it, and it's never been empty. I think that's the main thing why it's never empty as well, because obviously we have great poets here, and we have some amazing spoken word artists too, but I think the main thing is the vibe. The vibe is just, it's like a family, do you know what I mean? It's like a good like family feel, and yeah, I mean, I love it, man. It's a great vibe. So everyone that comes here always enjoys themselves, always feels like they're welcome, and also it's regardless of what level we're at as well. So we have veterans, we have amateurs, we have people who wrote a poem the day before, you know what I'm saying? So we have all different types of levels here, and the thing is, everyone's like given a chance. No one's being judged, no matter what level they're at. So I think that's the most important thing. You know what, I'd say the biggest achievement for Poetic Unity so far is becoming a registered charity, because that was a difficult process. We started off as a platform for young people in February 2015, and we then signed up as a non-profit of Companies House in November 2015, but it took nearly 2 years to become a registered charity. So to become a registered charity, it's another level. It's like, I always say, it's like, imagine in the Premiership, you've got Man United when they're at their best, yeah? And then you've got someone like West Brom, you know what I'm trying to say? We was West Brom before, now we're Man United, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we're at the level we want to be at. And when you're a registered charity, like, it takes a lot to get to that point. You've got to make a certain amount of money in a year, you've got to prove that what you're doing is for the public benefit, you've got business plans, you know what I'm trying to say? It's a lot of headache. But once you get to that point, you get a lot more support, because even to this point, we've never had funding. All the money we've raised is through our own events and workshops and stuff. So now that we're a registered charity, it's going to be easier to get funding and get more support from the government and the community as well. So I'd say that's the biggest achievement. Although another big achievement is that we've helped the Poets Corner itself alone, that one event, has helped over 3,000 people in its first year. So yeah, that's a big achievement as well. So I don't know how much it's hit now. We do it every year, and we do the stats every year. So the first year it was 3,000 people that we helped. So yeah, I think that's a big achievement too. Yeah, the tour is wicked, man. I mean, obviously this is kind of part of the tour as well, you know what I'm saying? So it's good that we're talking right now. So the reason why I did the tour is because I thought, you know what, we can actually promote what we're doing in the community to a wider audience, hopefully get more young people involved in what we're doing, and also make some announcements about what we've got coming up, and also give young people radio experience. Most young people have never been on radio that we've worked with. So so far we've done 16 dates. I think this might be the 17th or 18th, 19th, depends when it comes out. But yeah, at the moment we've done 16, and we're going to do up to about 21 or 22. And it's been cool, man. We've been on loads of different radio stations. We've been on TV as well, London Live. So yeah, it's been wicked, and obviously we've had a lot of exposure. I think we've given about 25 young people radio experience that they've never had before. So that's been wicked as well. So yeah, I mean, it's been a good tour, and it's coming to an end very soon. So we're gonna make the most of the last few dates and enjoy it, man. I would say the highlight has been London Live, because obviously I didn't expect to get on that. I literally just sent them an email. So yo, we're doing this tour. We're a charity working with young people through poetry, and they literally emailed me back the same day saying, yeah, like, we love what you guys are doing, come down next week. And I didn't expect that. So when I set up the tour, it literally just meant to be a radio tour. But obviously, with the TV stuff, I thought, you know, let me just give it a shout, see if I can get anything on there, see if I can get us on the TV at some point. And thankfully it worked. So I think that's definitely the highlight, because I didn't expect it. So much, man. I mean, it's like, the main thing for me is to help more young people. The more young people we can help, the better. And we want to help them in all different ways. So one of the main focuses we're going to have this year is education. So we're going to be providing alternative education through workshops we do in schools, but on a more regular basis. So I want to get in schools where we're there consistently, and then we can have a bigger impact on the young people's lives. Because sometimes we've been in workshops, we've done that 1 week, we've done a day, and you don't see the kids again. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have a bigger impact in their life so they know I'm there all the time and they know they can rely on me as a mentor. So that's one of the main things I want to do. Obviously bigger events, we've got some big events coming this year. I think the biggest one we've done to this point is 400 capacity, but we're going to be smashing that this year as well. And also personal development, so like helping young people who have mental health issues, self-esteem, confidence with like mentoring schemes, stuff like that. So that's probably the main 3 areas that we focus on is, like I said, personal development, unification and education. So we're just going to grow them to another level, hopefully.
Hello, my name's Ryan, better known as Ragz CV. I'm a resident of South London, just another ambitious young gun, trying to get out of this invisible dungeon. But when I open my eyes, I realise my intelligence is irrelevant. They'll cast me out as a black sheep, even if I had the most inclusive evidence that sparked a riot and destroyed the free world. If said by someone else. Yeah. You see, I'm just a normal guy. I'm no one important. No one cares about my thoughts and opinions of flaws and divisions or any wars and collisions, cause